Oh, welcome to Crackers and Milk. This is your host, David.
Hi.
Well, I'm joined with Jake and Mike. They both said hi, which is grateful. Today, we're actually going to talk about Clone Wars and the Clone Wars.
You got that clear?
We're
Try and clarify it for the audience.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
If I couldn't clarify it for you guys. It's been months, folks.
Yes, and we have to discuss both of them tonight because they both work well. They work together.
Yes.
And we'll try and differentiate between both of them.
Yes.
So I think what we'll do is probably, because we only have the synopsis of the Clone Wars, right?
Yes.
So we'll do the synopsis of the Clone Wars, but we'll try and break down and give you the idea of Clone Wars.
Which, when I give you the synopsis, it is the same thing as Clone Wars.
Yeah, the Clone Wars. Or, wait. It's the same. Wait, the synopsis is the same as Clone Wars? The Clone Wars is the same.
If I didn't tell you which one it was, you wouldn't have been able to tell.
No,
right?
no, not from the audit. Not from it, like, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Jake has our synopsis.
The first weekly TV series from Lucasfilm Animation chronicles the adventures of Anakin Skywalker, Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and other popular characters from the Star Wars universe during the violent Clone Wars as dwindling numbers of Jedi Knights struggle to restore peace.
Yeah, watching both of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing that I would need to change out is the first weekly TV series from Lucasfilm Animation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Clone Wars is not Lucasfilm. It's just someone did it on their... Which...
Cartoon Network
did it on their own.
Yeah. I don't know, but all I know is that George took some characters from there and put it into his third movie.
So you were introduced in Clone Wars. Let's just talk about Clone Wars and differentiate between the Clone Wars. So in Clone Wars...
It was like a 13-episode miniseries.
Yeah, very small. Like, you could watch it all on YouTube. Like, you could...
It's at 25 episodes.
25.
The first season was episodes of 2 to 3 minute long.
Oh. So they're like shorts.
So the first season was just little shorts. And then the second season was 12 to 24 minutes.
A little bit longer, yeah.
And then the third season was the same thing, 12 to 24.
Wow.
Didn't know that.
Good to know.
So you had 3 seasons of it, but if you go on YouTube, you can watch all of this, whole series
put together like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah,
by a guy.
2 hours and 12 minutes, I think. Yeah,
and it's just seamless. It's really great. You're just like, oh,
except the water thing. Right?
Yeah,
that one comes out at the middle of nowhere, but
we're swimming.
It still works.
Yeah, and so in that one, there is a lot of, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have Yoda, you have Dooku in there, don't you?
Yeah, you have
then
Anakin.
And Anakin is still has his
still the
Padawan braid thing.
Yeah.
You have Padme in there a little. She's in there a little bit, not too much. Mace Windu's in it. He makes an appearance a couple times. I can't remember how often. And then it just travels from episode 2, right? Because it's Clone Wars.
Yeah, episode 2 to right before episode 3.
Yeah.
Which, those final episodes, they work so well for how they open episode 3.
Yeah.
It's... Mike hasn't seen it all the way through.
Yeah,
so I missed the last 30 minutes, guys.
He'll see that. He'll get there. But and then there's a few people that, like Jake said, that George Lucas took away. He took General Grievous, and then he also took, the Clone Wars, took Ventress from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Was she an apprentice of Dooku, or was she like...
yes.
She was apprentice. She wasn't... Inquisitor Squad or whatever.
No, she became his apprentice, and he used her as an assassin.
Yeah.
An enforcer of his will.
Yeah. So you have that, and then you go. Then at the end of that one, sorry, Mike, I'm gonna kind of. Anakin cuts his Padawan braid off.
When after he fights Ventress.
Yeah, after he fights Ventress, and then he sends it to Padme.
Yeah,
which was kind of cool.
Cute. Yeah,
very cute. And then you go into Clone Wars. The Clone Wars.
Which is the
TV
one
series
by Lucasfilm, which is the follow-up to the movie we talked about.
Yeah, so how I watched it, like I asked Jake, I watched Clone Wars, and then I watched the movie Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars. And then you watch the TV series, The Clone Wars TV series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how you would do it.
The Clone Wars, The Clone Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clone Wars, The Clone Wars movie, The Clone Wars
TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, to me, it all works.
Yeah.
To me, it works.
Yeah.
But
just to the viewers out there, that helped me was learning timelines and what everybody know.
Yeah.
22 to 19 BBY, Battle Before Yavin, which is also known as when the Death Star blows up. Mm-hmm. That's what BBY stands for.
Oh.
Battle Before the Death Star blew up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Yavin, they call it Yavin?
Yavin 4.
Yavin 4?
Yeah.
Why do they call it Yavin 4?
Because it's the fourth moon of Yavin.
Oh. That they're by?
It's the
where the Rebel base is. Oh, okay.
Features in Rogue One.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to clarify, Clone Wars happened between 22 to 19 BBY.
Yeah.
And same as the Clone Wars, 22 to 19 BBY.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that information helps me because I'm like, okay, wait, when did Episode 3 happen? And everybody's like, well, it happened before Episode 4. Well, yeah, but where in the time of space?
Roughly 18 years.
Yep. So you just
18 years before 4.
Before Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting because then it comes into play when you start to get into the Star Wars universe, going, oh, Baby Yoda.
Supposedly Baby Yoda, or people are saying he's Baby Yoda because he looks like Yoda, but it's not.
Yeah, I'll get into that when we talk about
the Mandalorian. Yeah. Definitely we have to talk about that.
But those kind of people like, oh, it must be Yoda. Well, if you go by BBY...
Timeline is so important in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Helps. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to talk... What else do you got?
Oh, did you want to... I'm just going to read a little part I found. Clone Wars was one of the first online series to win an Emmy Award due to the fact that it was released on television and the internet simultaneously.
Oh, wow.
See, what?
So, Clone Wars, the Nickelodeon one, or Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network, yeah.
Okay.
Seasons 1 and 2 won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Animation Program.
Awesome.
And Season 3 won in 2005, the same category. What else? There's some other good stuff. EW.com ranked the series 20th out of 25 of the best science fiction films for the previous 25 years. And then this is the cool part, and this will come into play too with the Clone Wars, but IGN ranked Clone Wars as the 21st out of 100 greatest animated series of all time.
Wow.
So 21 out of 100.
That is a great series, though.
Yeah.
Clone Wars is a great series.
Like, it fleshed out a lot of the other Jedis.
Yeah.
Like, the final episode, I don't know her name, but when she's protecting Palpatine and trying to get him back, oh my gosh. I'm like, I gotta watch episode 3 now!
I think that's something we can all learn from. If you watch these, it helps. I think it helps the whole understanding of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Watching the movies, it's like, I don't know, it's like me not watching Harry Potter, or watching Harry Potter but not reading the books. And then Sheena will tell me, oh, well, this is this and this. Oh, the books will make it way more sense.
Well, and I think, like, in doing deep dives into this universe, books, and I know somewhat it's legends and all that stuff,
canon, yeah.
but in canon, but it just fills in blanks.
Yeah.
People who thought out, who've done thought, who have been thinking about this stuff, and great writers, they just fill in these blanks. That's what you need.
Yeah.
You need these blanks filled in. Personally speaking.
Yeah. What the Clone Wars does for it is takes those little 2-minute episodes and breaks it up into like 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes.
Yeah.
We were talking before this, the little water scene in Clone Wars is like a 7-episode arc in season 4 of the Clone Wars. And it gets a little annoying, but
it does. You know, one thing that you talked about with the Clone Wars and the episodes of R2-D2 and C-3PO.
just skip them.
I think overall in Star Wars knowledge, yeah, you could skip them, but they're actually kind of silly and they're kind of funny.
That's the problem with them is they went for way silly.
Yeah.
Because
I could
there's
see
an
that.
episode with Jar Jar.
Yeah.
The
one where
they think he's a Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
Which that one's funny to me.
Yeah.
Because he's a Sith Lord.
He is a Sith Lord. He has yellow eyes, man.
But I felt that the Clone Wars did a better job with Anakin Skywalker than Clone Wars.
Yes.
I think I agree with that. I think with how they portrayed Anakin, and then you can see every season how he got a little bit angrier and a little bit more frustrated. So, like the switch in episode 3, which he does, isn't
come
as
out of
shocking.
nowhere.
Yeah, because if you just watch episode 3, if you go 1, 2, and 3, and you watch them, it's like, well, that decision came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No way. Like, why would you all of a sudden go that way?
Yeah.
But then you see it in these TV series, and it's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I get why you did it. I get it. It was gradually getting there. He was just gradually getting there, and that's what I really liked. And Palpatine too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That dude is a bad manipulator. Like just a wonderful
puppet master.
manipulator. Yeah. And okay, the 2 guys who did it. You had the normal guy who did it for quite a while, and then in season 6, you had Tim Curry, and then you had the normal guy who did it. I wasn't a big fan of Tim Curry.
Palpatine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Palpatine.
I haven't seen
okay.
season 6. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've got kids. I can't always watch what I want to watch.
I'm just saying, like that's the only thing that I'm bothered by Palpatine, because I'm not like, it's like I'm not really afraid of you. I don't like your voice isn't scary like the normal guy who does Palpatine's voice. Yeah, you're a very massive, great manipulator. Tim Curry, you're okay.
You didn't like Tim Curry?
I take it more as a joking type of actor.
Not to
I don't take him serious.
Not to take us too far off topic, but he was the original voice actor for the Joker in Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
And the producers decided he was too scary.
Oh yeah.
And so they brought in Mark Hamill.
Wow.
See, like I'd have
Full
to
circle,
watch him.
back to Star Wars.
Yeah, I'd have to watch that, because like when I'm listening to Palpatine and Tim Curry's doing the Palpatine voice, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. It's just like a whatever to me. I don't find you manipulative and scary. But besides that, I loved Anakin. I loved Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like,
over the first 4 seasons, it was just kind of the campaigns of the war was happening. You got to know more about the clone troopers and all that. Mm-hmm. And then season 5 is when they really kick it into a story mode, an overarching story for the whole season, with the revenge of Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I was a little disappointed with that fight. Did you?
I haven't seen season 5 either. I just know.
Disappointed in that fight. I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great fight. Oh, really?
Oh, you're talking about the one in Rebels.
Oh, yeah, I'm disappointed in that one. I'm disappointed in one of them. I'm like, oh, I'm so disappointed in this one. I think it is Rebels. Sorry. Let's go Clone Wars.
Not to give too much away, but he becomes the ruler of Mandalore.
Who does?
Darth Maul.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he uses the black saber.
Oh, I love the black saber.
Mm-hmm. That was an awesome. That was a cool.
Saber.
That was a cool. How they introduced that. Never mind. You know what? No, I liked it in Clone Wars. I liked it.
Recap, everyone. It's confusing. And here's the hard thing. I think Jacob he's got it down because he watched all this stuff over years.
Yeah, we had to watch it over like 2 months. So
when you're watching it, and then I'm like, wait, who was that? What was his name? Wait, where does that take place? And then you're like Dave. You start. Oh yeah, the battle was awful. Well, wait, which one?
And then it was in a different series. And so when he's talking about the black saber, then I remembered where I learned more about the black saber, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
that's all I remember. It's like cool.
Yes,
but seriously, if you have time to sit down and and make it a goal to just like, okay, I want to learn more about the Star Wars universe. Start watching it. Don't try and rush through it.
So both series are worth watching.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You can bust out Clone Wars. It's on YouTube in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then take your time with the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, like
if there's an episode with just R2D2 and C3PO, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, because it has nothing to do with
on Jar Jar. You can skip it.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have to do anything with the overall story. You don't really learn a ton of intricacies with the overall story of Star Wars. It's just a fun adventure. There may be like a 2 or 3 episode spiel someplace in there where you're just like, oh, okay, it's just kind of focusing on these droids and yeah.
I think what I like about the Clone Wars too, I haven't watched a whole lot, but that character development, and I still go back to Anakin and understand that he was a good person and that he goes bad, but then you know why and what those little things and even some of the things that the Jedi Masters do to him that kind of tick me off, and I go, trust him a little bit, give him a little leeway. Why are you trying to hide? It seems like they're just not being super open about who he is or about what he could do. There's just these little things, but to see how much he cares for people and loves people and
but you can also see with that of why he does turn, because he can't let go of things.
Right.
That's one of the steps with the dark side, that he just can't let go. It's so tough for him to let go. And Luke takes it on a little bit.
I want to say season 3, don't quote me on that. There's a series of episodes where he, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka meet the living embodiments of the Force. There's the light side is the daughter, the father is the neutrality, and the son is the evil one. Yeah. And in that he gets a vision of what he does in the future. Mm-hmm. And he is like, I do these horrible things, and it just breaks your heart. Yeah. And the father of the Force children, in his mercy, takes away his memories of those.
Wow.
And so,
that's a good episode.
in that little episode burst, like the father gives him the choice, like you're powerful enough to stay, so you can rein in both my son and my daughter. Yeah. And Anakin's like, nah. He just walks away from that choice. You're just like, what? Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Because he loved his wife.
He loves his wife, and he can't let go. That's part of, it's just him not letting go. Okay, now, in season 6, I know. Yeah. Jake didn't watch it, but he kind of understands it.
I know what the overall theme is.
Okay, so in the last 3-4 episodes of season 6, Yoda is visited in voice by Qui-Gon Jinn.
Did Liam Neeson do it?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, really?
It was awesome. Liam Neeson did the voice. So he visits him, And Yoda kind of is like, wait a minute, is this? They're thinking it's a separatist conspiracy that the separatists are playing because of Dooku, because how Dooku was the Padawan to Yoda and their connection. So they're thinking that. So they're testing him and all this stuff, and then Qui-Gon's like, no, this isn't the way to do it. Come to Dagobah to do this. And so he goes to Dagobah, and then he receives training in Dagobah, and then he goes to other places. He has to go to other places of the Force and does it. Yeah. So he's being trained how to do the embodiment of a Force ghost, because Qui-Gon didn't finish his training. Okay. I gotta ask this question. In Episode 3, Yoda does say, hey, Obi-Wan, paraphrasing in English, I got some training for you. I was visited by your master. I got some training for you. Here's some training. So it answers that question, like, what training? Yoda can be a Force ghost because he was trained to be a Force ghost. Obi-Wan can, totally. I can understand if they ever plan on doing like Samuel L. Jackson as a Force ghost, because I can see Yoda talking to Mace Windu at a point about it, and maybe a couple other people. Anakin?
He's the chosen one.
Oh, jeez. No.
I told you weren't going to like my answer.
I do not accept that.
It's the answer.
But where's his training? It doesn't make sense. Is it just like Rey? No, he's not even like Rey. Everybody gets trained in this universe. Everybody gets trained to deal with the Force things. And then you don't. And then you're already you get rewarded.
He was a Force savant.
There you go.
Gosh.
Right.
I like you, but I dislike this answer.
Luke was somewhat of a Force savant. Rey was a Force savant.
Definitely. Well, maybe another animated series will come out. We'll find out all about Rey and her training that we apparently don't know now.
We'll never do that. They'll never do that.
You don't know that.
Yeah, you never know, because Force is female. Sorry, Force is female.
Wow, way to take us political.
We are. Well, that's what they say.
Bring in the comments, people.
Whoa, time out. Kathleen Kennedy had said Force is female, and she's running Star Wars. So, I can see them.
Well, the light
doing
side of the Force was.
Sure. I don't.
And the dark side was a boy.
It was a boy.
Yeah. And then the neutral is
the dad.
The dad.
Okay, yeah.
And later she becomes an owl.
So you really think
it's simply because he's the chosen one?
He's the chosen one. That's why he does that.
That's
and
why
then Luke. I can understand Luke because he had the ancient texts. Mm-hmm. I can understand Luke being able to be a Force ghost.
And you don't think that when the Jedi Temple was up and running, that Anakin never went in and studied between episodes 1 and 2?
He could.
How long was he in the temple training between 1 and 2? How many years do you think?
Was it 5 or 6 years in between?
Yeah, and if you're the chosen one, you're probably going to do a lot of studying
and how smart, yeah. I could see that because I've read some graphic novels about about it, and I could see that, but it's kind of tough because it's like, and it was really surprising that you had to learn how to do that anyways, and they put it that way, like that Yoda had to be trained that way to do it. It's like, oh, that's kind of interesting, because if you never did that, you'd never have to have it explained. It's like, yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. Then there isn't an inconsistency in my brain, but it's a whatever. I'll try and remember. Oh, he's just the chosen one.
He's the chosen
one. He's just the chosen one.
Because the plot demands that he would have been there at the end.
Yeah, because he did turn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's literally all it is. He's the chosen one. He has to be there.
Yeah.
Does he have to be Hayden Christensen?
No. He should have been the dad.
Yeah.
Should have been the old man.
Yeah.
Because that's when he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Or, the last time he was good.
Because George doesn't understand the story.
It is.
There it is. We needed to bring that into an episode. But the people who did Clone Wars and the Clone Wars,
they understood
understood the story, brought it more to life.
Oh,
invited more things into it that was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. This makes other things make more sense.
Yeah, there's where is it? Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Find it. Go ahead.
And then what I really liked, because what's his Padawan's name?
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano.
We need a live action Ahsoka.
When she had to leave,
she gets
she
kicked
chose
out.
to, she gets kicked out, and then she had the choice to come back or not.
Yeah.
She's like, well, none of you stood by me, so no, I don't, this isn't my path. And you could see Anakin being a little bit more frustrated, a little bit more angry with that choice, because it's like, no, come back, because Anakin can't let anything go. Mm-hmm. And so, but she was an awesome character. Mm-hmm. They developed her greatly, and it helped Anakin.
There's three main characters through the Clone Wars. It's Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, and then in the Clone Wars, in the clones, it's Rex. Yeah. Right, Captain Rex
and Cody.
Those two are just awesome dudes.
Yeah.
And then, is it Rex who takes his Order 66 out?
We'll get to that in Rebels.
That's in Rebels?
Yes.
No, I thought that was in...
if it's in season 5 or 6, I can't tell you.
It's in 5 or 6, because it's in Clone
But I can
Wars
tell you it's in Rebels
out.
when he explains what he did.
This is why I remember, because of the opening where they're like, oh, this guy did this because one of the clones, his chip was
malfunctioned,
deteriorated, and then he shot a Jedi, and then he went crazy, and then one of them, I can't remember who it was, did investigating, dug deep that it's put in stage 3 of all the clones, and all the clones have it.
Yeah.
And then the Emperor, it's 6, because Tim Curry was the Emperor.
Yeah, it's
I think 6,
the first episode of season 6.
And so you're just like, whoa. But those two guys are consistent in there too. Like, those two clone troopers, and they're great guys. They're great dudes. Yeah. They're great followers and helpers and all that stuff. So yeah, because they were bothered by it, because Anakin taught them to kind of go with the flow. Like, oh, if this comes, you gotta be creative. And so they were like, well, they're learning creative ways to do things. And you're just like, yeah, hello, they're humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Humans. So yeah, it was great. Is there anything else we need to talk about with the Clone Wars and Clone Wars?
Did you bring Clone Wars and the Clone Wars?
Wait.
Did you find...
Well, I was just going to say about continuity issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 21st. I wanted to bring this up first too. IGN, what did they list? What did they list Clone Wars as?
Top 20.
Top 20 of all time of animated series, whatever. Yeah. IGN for the Clone Wars, 89th out of 100. 89th? So they think it's worse. What do you guys think? You agree? Disagree?
No.
Clone Wars better?
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little, but not like that. That's too much.
Like,
yeah.
is it just because of the stories? Is it just because of the animation?
Doesn't say. Yeah.
For me, it's Grievous. How he's portrayed in Clone Wars and how he's portrayed in the Clone Wars.
What do you mean?
So in the movie, he's coughing and that's how they portray him in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
When in Clone Wars, it shows him mowing down Jedis with no problem.
Yeah.
And then in the final battle, when he's escaping with Palpatine, Mace Windu uses the Force and crushes his armor.
Yeah.
And so he starts coughing then. And so it makes sense going into episode 3 why he's weakened.
Wow.
Huh.
But I still enjoy the Clone Wars. I just don't think it's 89th out of
100.
Out of 100.
And you got to see what's in front of it. I think if you see what's in front and what's behind the Clone Wars, I don't know. I'd probably disagree.
Because the Clone Wars has one of the best animated characters ever, isn't it? Ahsoka Tano.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
And then there was continuity issues apparently with the Clone Wars. Is that
with Clone Wars or the Clone Wars?
The Clone Wars.
What do you mean? What continuity?
So they say the series creators originally claimed that continuity with the expanded universe was being taken very seriously, with Dave Filoni being well versed in the material. Do you know who Dave Filoni?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Who's Dave Filoni?
He's the showrunner of this.
Yeah. Although, this is what he says, Lucas had the right to make slight adjustments for the sake of the story and was consulted directly when dealing with the major characters.
Okay.
So then it goes on, keeps talking about how they're going to be religious at trying to make it fit.
Yeah.
Then it says, however, the feature film and TV series introduced a number of continuity inconsistencies, many of which directly contradict previously published sources and require retcons and major shifts in the previously established Clone Wars timeline, which were never determined by Leland Chi. Does anybody know?
I don't know who that is.
Whoa,
Okay.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And then, so this is all on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Wikipedia, sorry.
Yeah.
But they go through just this huge list of what the continuity issues.
Did you pick
in
out
the Clone
some?
Wars. No, there were so many, and I guess I could have brought them.
Just picked out one.
Pick something because none of them made sense to me. I don't think they were so important, but I think there's people out there like, well, there was something about C-3PO and some kind of paint color or something, like just weird off the wall inconsistencies.
To me, that's toxic fandom.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, okay, there's some.
But storyline wise, it seems
I don't
pretty
think
good, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
to me,
yeah, that's why when I was
reading
reading it, I was like, I don't even know what these people are talking about.
Yeah.
It was just weird stuff. Anyway,
I mean, if I were to religiously watch it and pay attention, I could probably pick out some stuff, but that's not me necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So really, if we watch the Clone Wars, it's just going to help once again with
the Clone Wars,
the
the
Clone
TV
Wars
show.
or Clone Wars, both of them. It'll help
you understand,
Season 3, or episode 3.
Yeah, it will help you fill the gaps in.
It makes episode 3 so much better. Watching
and
both
which
of
one
them.
was the best of the for the second trilogy? Episode 3. So
Episode
it
3
makes it even
Better.
better than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
It's worth just taking your time watching it. Both of them are worth taking your time watching both series all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching them, just to have fun, just to if you want to expand your knowledge of the Star Wars universe and understand why certain things happened and all that stuff. Yeah, it's awesome. Like there's only in the Clone Wars, there's only a few episodes with Jar Jar Binks.
I know.
And that's good. That's a good thing, which is because they didn't include they focused on Obi-Wan. They focused on Anakin. Mm-hmm. They focused on Yoda. They focused on Tano. They focused on these things
And you got good villains throughout.
Yeah.
Cad Bane.
Oh, that's a good guy. That was a good dude. That was a good villain.
Hondo.
And then you see Palpatine more. You see his underhandedness, and then you see Dooku's thing, and then you understand also they in one of the episodes in like 5 or 6 they talk about banks and how people are paying for the war, how the Separatists are paying for their part, and how the Empire is paying for their part, and how Palpatine manipulated so that he has control of the banks. So you're just like, what? So, man, such a great TV series. Such a great TV series, I think.
Yeah.
Just to watch, just to understand more about Star Wars.
Yep.
I would totally recommend it. Okay. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Good. Okay. Please listen, subscribe, rate, leave a comment, and thank you. Have a good day. All right. Bye.